Hello there, my friends. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Like 2-3 weeks? Now, I'm sure maybe some of you have ended up seeing my shorts or the TikTok video explanation and everything. So, yes, what's this video going to be about? Well, I'm going to break down everything that ended up happening as to why I disappeared for like 2 or 3 weeks back there and what the next steps going forwards are. Because, yeah, stuff has changed. So let's talk about it. First things first, what happened? Well, my old phone broke. Simply put, it stopped charging. The charger didn't work, and so it was literally a case of like, if I don't get this into a repair center, then I'm maybe have to add in sense about that. Either way, but because of that, I then ended up having to wait while it got repaired. So I found my old phone and ended up starting to use that for recording. It was all right-ish. Video quality wasn't as good, and it took goddamn forever to end up posting anything. Even a 1-minute video to TikTok, just TikTok, took half an hour. Like, that's not a pleasant experience. So yeah, but simply put, that was already rough, and then I dropped my phone. Which meant that the camera broke. Yay. Great fun. So yeah, basically I've been out of commission for the last 2 weeks. And also the case that then the real world came around. And yeah. Been a rough 2 weeks. Not just being able to not post, but just life in general, rough. But it's okay now. And so really it's a case that I was forced to do some thinking, like actually thinking, because, you know, when you don't have your phone, you don't have social media, you kind of have to take a step back and sort of recognize what's going on with you as a person and posting and all of that stuff. And I kind of came to a realization that for like the last couple of months, I haven't really been that happy with my posting and content and everything. Like, posting every single day, well, every single weekday, and then trying to make a 20-minute, 40-minute long YouTube video for every other week, while it doesn't sound much to some people, especially those who are able to end up doing YouTube full-time, it doesn't sound like a lot. But for someone like me, in general, that it was becoming untenable. What I mean is that weekends are a no-go for me. I cannot get recording or editing done over my weekends. It's literally impossible because of my lifestyle outside of work and the weekday. It just can't. I'm busy. I'm literally too busy having to take care of animals, life, seeing friends, trying to have any form of normalcy. Just so non-starter there. During the weekdays, every single day, my routine became get up, do recording, go to work, do editing on my lunch hour, finish work, go home, have dinner, edit big video, go to sleep. Every weekday. For the last 3 months. Simply put, that was not feasible for me. Like, not in the long term. Yeah, I could do it for a bit. Yeah, I felt like I was doing something. But the thing was that the videos themselves weren't really that much. It's me talking to a camera and using images. Cool. Like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I enjoy video making. Like, that's the thing. Like, I do like the process. I do like making it all and everything. But the problem is that when it's literally the only thing I'm doing day in, day out, every single weekday, it was really beginning to impact me. Like, it was genuinely having an effect on my personality, who I was, and like I was kind of wrecking myself just for the case of making content for the sake of making content, which is what you should never do when you're wanting to actually do YouTube or anything like this in any meaningful sense. So I had to take a look and a step back and recognize that at the end of the day, I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not a big content creator. I'm just making this because supposedly I'm doing it for me and doing it for the fun. And that was the thing, I wasn't having fun. I was doing it for the algorithm. And so I've had to take the realization and the step back that really I can't keep doing that. It just can't work. So here's a couple of things which are going to be changing going forwards. First of all, I'm probably going to end up not making a DM tip every single weekday on short form content. Like, the recording bit and the editing for it wasn't hard. The hard part was coming up with a video every single day of the week. Like, and also the thing was that a lot of the time the content for those videos wasn't really good. like I'll be happy to look at it and say it. The views were okay, cool, but some of them did absolutely terrible because, yeah, and it wasn't really who I was. It was a lot more like his information, his stats, his stuff. I was just giving copious amounts of stuff, not anything that was really too particularly meaningful to me. And so, yeah, that basic plan when it comes to DM tips. I'm going to post them when I come up with them. If I come up with them, great. If not, sorry, but you know, I want to make sure that when I'm giving advice, when I'm talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and when I'm talking from a Dungeon Master's perspective, that I am very clear, very, very clear in why I represent this idea, and that I'm not just saying it for the sake of argument's sake, or because it's obvious or anything like that. I want to say it because it's actually something that I think people should be aware of and be able to talk about minimum, ideally. Long form content, I don't even know. Probably my plan is that I am still going to make long form content, but there's not going to be a schedule, like, at all, because of the simple case that, God, trying to end up doing editing every 2 weeks with my schedule no, that it can't. And also just like, I want to try and make it so that way then when I end up making stuff for this, it's actually coherent. All of the images make sense. All of the sort of through line of the script makes sense. That all of it is actually a higher quality than what I've previously been producing. So trying to keep to a schedule just doesn't really work in that sense. So yeah, that's basically the plan going forwards. Also, I'm going to be posting up, for those of you who've been watching my TikTok and my YouTube, I'm going to be posting up the Nat 20 Dice Challenge onto my shorts as well now, because at least I'm posting something somewhere. Cool. But yeah, those are going to be the big major changes, because basically being forced to step away from social media literally made me have to sort of reevaluate everything. And what I've come to the conclusion of is that while I love making videos, while I want to end up doing stuff like YouTube and TikTok, like, doing it at the rate that the algorithm demands is too much for me. Just is. I like, maybe when I was 18 and I had infinite free time available, sure, that would have been an option. But now I'm not. I don't have that kind of time. And also, like, I was forced to end up coming to sort of a case that I talk about a lot of story making from a D&D perspective a lot, because I've made a lot of campaigns, I've played a lot of games, I play a lot of characters. Like, I love storytelling, right? That is the real grounding core of what the casual DM is. It's that I talk about storytelling, how to end up making stories that are compelling and fun and in a relatively simple manner. And the thing is that while I've made a lot of stories that my close friends can attest have ended up having a lot of fun in it and been actually pretty layered and structured and everything, the internet doesn't know that. You guys don't know. None of you have actually seen what I can do when I actually make a story. So I was thinking about this, and the thing is that I don't have friends who want to be on camera that much. Like, yeah, I've ended up making videos with my friends Fred and Liam, but they're like the 2 people out of like a 6-person party that I've ended up being with who are okay with going on camera, and even then, at a push. So then I was thinking, like, what else? I don't really want to end up making a campaign book. I don't want to end up having to write down all the ridiculous amounts of mechanics that end up being required to end up making a handy D&D resource module book. Like, I make the story, I don't make the monster stats. I go to the monster manual and I pick out a monster that's cool. Sometimes I'll make a homebrew monster, sometimes not all the time. So making an entire resource book isn't really that terrible either. It just isn't. So now I'm making a book. Yeah, I'm making a book. But the thing is that, funnily enough, it has nothing to do with D&D. It has nothing to do with fantasy. It has nothing to do with medieval fiction or anything like that. It's just a story that ended up coming to my mind and has literally not left my brain for the last 2 weeks. So I'm making a story about that because, you know, you shouldn't just try to make a story for the sake of making a story. You should make a story because you have come up with a story that compels you, that actively makes you want to tell it to people. That's the stories you should always make. You shouldn't try and change it. You shouldn't try and edit it to make it so that way then it's more appealing to your demographic. You need to make the story that is there, that is inside you, that you want to tell. Because when you do that, that's when you end up making a story that's actually good. If you're just making it because it's like, oh, well, my fans are D&D fans, so I have to make a D&D story, it's not going to be as good as just, this is an idea that has consumed me, and so I'm going to talk about it in incredible vast detail. Yeah. So yeah, I'm making a book. Actually, correction, made a book. I've actually ended up drafting up the entire thing so far. It's a lot, 24 chapters. But the thing is that it's in pre-draft. It's nowhere near done. I've never written a book. Do you have any idea how long it takes to make a book? I didn't. It was the whole thing. But yeah, so I'm making a book. I'll tell you all about it when eventually I do end up having a level of it that I'm happy with. So yeah, that's cool. I will give one thing, which is that I'm going to reveal what the genre is, because of the simple case that it will hopefully mean that the people who will be interested in it can start feeling that hype. For those of you who I don't want to get people's hopes up. So, it's not fantasy, it's not action, it's not medieval. What is it? This is where it gets a little bit funny because no one in my friend group ever would have believed that I would end up writing a book like this. So it's a contemporary gothic romance. I know, when you end up looking at someone like me, you probably don't think romance is the thing that I would end up going to immediately. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't my first bet either, but when the idea strikes you, the idea strikes you. So, you know, I'm writing that. So yeah, if anyone wants me to end up going over this book in actual detail and showing off stuff and talking about characters and everything like that, please do let me know, because, you know, I'm happy to talk about it. It's just very different from my current content. So, yeah, don't know. Either way, I'm writing that. Pre-draft's done. Now it's actually... So, pre-draft's done. Gonna revise it. Make it into an actual first draft. Then I'm gonna put it down for a month. Not gonna touch it, not gonna look at it. That way then, has time to stew, read through it again, make my corrections. Then I'm probably going to end up doing beta readers, all of that stuff. So, you know, if you are interested in this type of book, please do let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to put you down on the beta reader rating list. But, you know, that's going to be in like 2 months. I'll keep people updated and I'll probably make a video about it when I get closer to that. But yeah, so all in all, that's what's been going on with me. And that's the reason why I haven't been posting for so long. And I am sorry for everyone who was actually enjoying the class guide videos. Simply put, spending 40 hours creating a 26-minute video to end up getting 76 views. While being a small channel, I entirely get it. But that hurts. And it was definitely impacting me too much. So they will be continuing. I will still keep them in my mind and I will try to end up seeing about making the other videos. Like, I do want to get all of the class videos done. But definitely not right now, and definitely not with the speed that I was originally doing. So, you know, expect videos in the future, but just not as frequently and just different. is what it is. That's life, isn't it? But either way, I hope you have a good one, my friends. Stay tuned for more stuff eventually. Who knows? Maybe it'll be painting. Maybe it'll be minis. Maybe it'll be just D&D. Maybe it'll be storytelling. Maybe it'll be the book. Who knows? That's the fun part of having a small channel. I can basically do whatever the fuck I want. Cool. All right. Well, either way, I hope you have a good one. I'll see you again soon. In the meantime, my friends, bye-bye.